lots of people go through really awful things in abusive relationships, and I am no exception. For me personally, I felt like I had invested a lot of time and energy into this relationship, and I've kind of isolated myself from everyone that I loved, and I had asked for all these things, so I was the one that put myself in that position, so I felt like it was my job to get myself out of that position. And, there's just a lot of shame and guilt and embarrassment that kind of comes with that, and that's kind of what I wanted to, talk about with this song. So the song that I chose is You Asked for This by Halsey, which was released on her If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power album, which came out on August 27th of 2021. The album was written by Halsey, Jonathan Cunningham, and Greg Kurstin, and then produced by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Upon the release of the album, Halsey said that the idea that me as a sexual being and me as my body, and my body as a vessel and gift to my child are two concepts that can coexist peacefully, which this is basically what the entire song is about. Her, meaning for the song is that you can be someone's parent and still be your own person. You still have autonomy outside of this role that you've given yourself, which I think really resonates with me, but that is not my personal interpretation of the song. So going forward, I will talk about my personal interpretation of the song and then what her actual meaning is behind the words. So in the chorus, there's a line that says, "Go on and be a big girl, you asked for this. Go on and be a big girl, everybody's gonna drown you out." For me, when I was in my relationship, it felt as though I had asked for all of these things. I had brought them all upon myself. No one forced me to move in with him or forced me to be a parent to his kid. I had chosen to do all of these things, and so it was my job to get out on my own and figure it out on my own and not rely on anyone else to help me. There's another line a few verses later that says, "You wished upon a falling star and then left behind the avant-garde. For lemonade and crystal glasses, picket fences, file taxes." I've spent basically my entire life being someone who is very independent, and I really crave being my own person. And when I was younger, I had to raise my siblings, help them through life. And so I've never really had that opportunity to be completely independent as I want to be. And so when the opportunity came up for this relationship and me to move out and be my own person and do my own thing, I was completely willing to just jump right into it. And I very quickly realized that this is not what it was for me, but at the same time, the picket fences and the filing taxes, which are typical American dream home life things, they looked like independence to me. And even if that meant living with someone who didn't treat me as someone who deserved respect, I was willing to do that because it was worth the risk for me. There's another line towards the end that says, "I want my cake on a silver platter. I want a fistful in my hands. I want to ruin all of my plans." Unfortunately, the reality is that the relationship that I was in and the independence that I had, they were not things that were good for me, and my mental health started plummeting, and I had all these responsibilities that I was not prepared for. I was taking care of people that didn't care about me, and as a result, I ended up dropping or failing all the classes that I was taking that semester. And I kind of felt like, well, I brought it upon myself. I asked for all of these things, and I got them. But it ruined all of my future plans, and now I have to play catch up, and I have to pick up all the pieces. So, for Halsey's interpretation of this song, she takes the more, I can be my own person besides being just a parent role. So in the chorus, "Go on and be a big girl, you asked for this. Go on and be a big girl, everybody's gonna drown you out." So she was excited to be a mother and be pregnant, but also it's a really scary thing because there's a lot of changes that happen. But she couldn't really say anything about it because, she had asked for all of these things. These were all things that she wanted. And there's a lot of stigma around, being negative while you're being pregnant. Everyone wants you to be happy and excited, so she felt like she could never really share any of those things. So another line that she says towards the end is, "I want my cake on a silver platter. I want a fistful in my hands. I want a beautiful boy's despondent laughter. I want to ruin all of my plans. I want a fist around my throat. I want to cry so hard I choke. But I want everything I asked for." She wants to have all the things that come with motherhood, taking care of her son, going on walks, talking to other parents. But she also wants to, get tattoos and cut her hair and wear leather and do whatever she wants. People shouldn't have to surrender their autonomy just because they're a parent. And it's the two things can coexist. They're not mutually exclusive. You can still be an adult and do all these things and be a parent at the same time. So while my personal approach to the song is like being stuck or trying to get out of an abusive relationship, Halsey's meaning for the song is being your own person alongside being a parent, and that those are two things that can coexist. I think this really shows that like music can have a different meaning for everyone, and that doesn't change that it's any less impactful for one person or the other. And I think that the fact that the song can be interpreted different ways really shows that kind of autonomy that Halsey was talking about in this song. And I really like that she kind of, whether it was intentional or non-intentional, was able to do that with this song.